Hello, good evening, and welcome to Pulse of the Week, the midweek edition. My name is Kofi Asante Mensah, and you're welcome to NSG News. We are streaming live on our social media platforms, especially on YouTube, where you can have our channel on our ID, NSG News TV. Please find us and share your comment with us. Thank you very much for joining us. Today is the 15th day of October 2025. With yours truly, Kofi Asante Mensah. It's Pulse of the Week, the midweek edition, and this is where we bring to you the major news bulletin from the Republic of Ghana, the center of the world, and update you on news and current affairs happening in this republic. Just after this breather, we'll do a wrap of the week in terms of news updates and also break the issues down for you when we get to the discussion segment. Warm welcome to you. Just after this breather, we go into the news update. Hello everyone, welcome to Pulse of the Week, and this is your man Kofi Asante Mensah. And just a reminder that we are streaming live on all our social media platforms, especially on YouTube, where you can have our channel at NSG News TV. NSG News TV. Please do share your comment with us and share our link to your friends and family. We'll be happy to hear from you. And we'll begin today's bulletin, the October 15th, 2025 bulletin from the office of the Vice President. Let's do this story from the office of the Vice President because we are so passionate about illegal mining and galamsey, popularly known as galamsey in our country. And we would like to begin from the office of the Vice President because she is indicating and announcing that there is going to be a new framework of law that would prohibit people from mining in river bodies and also in forest reserves.
We are working towards banning mining in water bodies. We've been mining gold forever. How come all of a sudden all our waters were polluted? The water sources are normally in our reserve portions. And that's the reason why those areas are reserved forests. Now when you give that to some who can even will it to his family, you all know what I'm talking about. So it becomes a family property. How do you stop that water, that source, from polluting the many rivers, from the source to many areas? A bill is being prepared to reverse what we saw and to ensure that the people are moved out of these areas and properly placed. What's even more disturbing also is the fact that when some mine, they just leave the place bare. We are having reports of people falling into the pits. So we have so many things and we need everybody's support, ensuring that we can all drink clean water. And
all right, so that was Professor Jane Nano Pokwajima, Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, and she was speaking all the way in Belgium, Brussels, and at the Global Gateway Forum. And she made those announcements for us. Let's move quick to some educational stories because the Minister of Education, Honorable Haruna Idrisu, is up with some good announcement for you. And we have that very story over here for you. He is indicating that some Category B schools will be upgraded to Category A status, and some Category A status schools would also be reclassified. And this is the story for you. I must say the Institute for Education Studies, IFEST, has commended the government decision to upgrade selected senior high school across the country, describing it as a step in the right direction toward resolving long-standing challenges with the computerized school selection and placement system, CSSPS. This follows an announcement by the Minister of Education, Honorable Haruna Idrisu, that the government intends to elevate some Category B schools to Category A status and Similarly, upgrade certain Category C schools to Category B schools. This is the minister making the official announcement.
The Ministry of Education and the Ghana Education Service is working diligently in a manner which is open, transparent, and accountable. But we do accept that there is a challenge. When you have vacancies of 76,000 and you have applicants desiring to fill 76,000 with 393,000, you definitely will have a difficulty and struggle as I'm struggling. It could be any of you sitting here as Minister for Education. How can you fill 76,000 vacancies with 393 qualified applicants? That's a near impossibility. So we are doing our best. Category A, Category B, Category C, justifiably, every parent wants a child to be in a Category A school, but we haven't. In the last month, we haven't expanded infrastructure at any Category A school to have done the magic for us. My thinking, in order that we respect equity, will be that into 2026, and I've had consultations and discussions with the President, I have his support and blessing, is to convert at least 10 category schools to Category B schools. Then convert 10 Category B schools to Category A schools. And that will be backing it with infrastructure, with available classroom blocks, dormitories for students, and quality improvement by way of improved teaching. And
all right, so it's still Pulse of the Week, the midweek edition, and this is the NSG News Update here on NSG News TV, streaming live on YouTube and also on all our social media handles. Please join us and share our link as well. Please get all these stories at our website, www.nsgnews.com. Let's do some more stories, because the minority in Parliament has insisted that there is no need for additional financial clearance or cabinet approval to pay salaries owed to over 6,000 nurses and midwives who have been working for the past 10 months without pay. Speaking at a press conference on Tuesday, October 14, 2025, the ranking member on Health Committee, Dr. Nana Ayuwafriye, demanded the immediate payment of the 10-month arrears owed to the affected health workers.
Essence of the minorities press conference this morning is to expose government for a mess they created. And 10 months down the line, they have seen the need to fix the mess they created. Folks, we are aware, and I have distributed copies of this financial clearance to all of you. And this financial clearance was issued on the 17th of July, 2024. The item 2 is, the Honorable Minister of Health is hereby granted financial clearance to enable the ministry engage 15,200 nurses and midwives who have graduated from the public and private institutions. Folks, this financial clearance, which was issued on the 17th of July, took effect immediately. The agencies that recruited, and this was the 7,000 or the 8,000 government keeps saying that were cleared financially. They are all part of this 15,000. Now what happened was this. The Ministry of Health, which is responsible for the teaching hospitals, recruited theirs. So on the same financial clearance, last year, they recruited theirs and they were paid 5 months. So all those who the ministry recruited with regards to this clearance had their 5 months salaries from July, August, September, October. Now the difference is that the ministry was able to do its validations and they did it spot on. Now, CHAG, the Christian Health Association of Ghana, they also used the opportunity to recruit theirs. If there are any differences, will be a few irregularities based upon delays on a person, but in general, was successful with them. Now, the only entity that delayed was the Ghana Health Service. However, they also did that recruitment before 31st December. Now, this clearance expired on the 31st December in item 7. As you read, it said, please note that this financial clearance expires on the 31st of December 2024 and cannot be used thereafter. Now, in normal public administration and civil service of this country, financial clearances expire. Even under this government, they will have financial clearances expire and they will go for extension.
Right, so that's the minority over there, and they are insisting there is some financial clearance, so government should go ahead and make payment to those affected nurses and midwives who have not been paid for the past 10 months. Let's do some more stories now to the President of the Republic. President John Dramani Mahama has announced that Ghana and China reached an agreement in principle to grant Ghanaian products zero tariff access to the Chinese market, with the formal signing expected by the end of October 2025. He also disclosed plans to create a pathway to Ghanaian citizenship for long-term investors through a new investment law that will remove minimum capital requirements for foreign and joint venture investors. Speaking at the Presidential Investment Forum in Beijing, China on Tuesday, October 14, 2025, President John Dramani Mahama stated that the two measures, market access and investor incentives, form the core of his administration's plan to deepen economic ties and drive Ghana's industrial growth.
Between 2020 and 2024, China's exports to Ghana rose by nearly 46%, while Ghana's exports to China increased by over 11%. China's decision to grant zero tariff access to Ghanaian and African products signals the confidence in our partnership. It opens vast new markets for Ghanaian exporters, agro-processors, and manufacturers. And I'm happy to inform you that we reached agreement in principle, and we have targeted the end of October to be able to sign off on the zero tariff principle.
Right, so this is President John Dramani Mahama over there, and this is how President John Mahama entered into that plush presidential investment summit. And we have the video for you, how President John Dramani Mahama arrived in China and was ushered in for that very special investment forum. You have it. That's President John Dramani Mahama being ushered in over there. Arriving now. President John Dramani Mahama being ushered in. So for me, that is a very good news for Ghana. We're looking forward for Chinese investors and partners to come in and invest heavily into this very economic or industry or this economy. Let's go to the Volta region, and the Vice President, Professor Jane Nanopoku Ajavan, has announced that the government will bear the full cost of burial for the 16 victims who lost their lives in the recent Okuma boat disaster at Ketikrachi in the Oti region of the Republic of Ghana. The Vice President made this known during a visit to the affected community, where she met with grieving families and residents. We'll go for a quick breather. When we return, there's more for you here on Pulse of the Week, the midweek edition, and this is NSG News Update. Please stay with me just after this breather. There is more for you.
A whole new beginning. Get used to it. I have stepped into my new beginning. Yesterday is gone. Yesterday of darkness is gone. A whole new beginning. Yeah, 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 yeah. Get used to it. I've stepped into my new level. See me watching me flying on eagle's wing. A whole new beginning. A new beginning.
Hi there. What number is this? 3, right? All right. It's time for NSG News. Welcome. My name is Kofi Asante Mensah. And here at NSG News, you'll get serious documentary to watch, news, reviews, views, and what have you. Because we have Pulse of the Week and also exclusive on the hot seat. On NSG News, we say news with integrity. All right, so welcome back. This is Pulse of the Week, the midweek edition with your man, Kofi Asante Mensah. And we're bringing you stories, major stories in the country for your consumption. Now we'll do some more stories for you here on NSG News. We are streaming live on Facebook. Please do well to share our page and like our page. And our website is www.nsgnews.com. Please do well to get in touch with us over there, read our stories, and consume more from us, because we have the best for you. This is news with integrity. I would want us to travel all the way to Cameroon, because the opposition leader over there is making some good announcements. I don't know where you sit. It may be good for you or sometimes bad for you, but the fact is he is making some announcements. Cameroon opposition leader Issa Churuma Bakari has unilaterally declared victory in the country's presidential election, and he made the statement just after the elections was held, and he made the pronouncement that he has won that very election. Churuma made the statement in a nearly 5-minute speech posted to social media early on Tuesday. Although official channels have not declared results, he urged long-term incumbent 92-year-old President Paul Biya to call him to concede defeat. And this is how he made the announcement of declaring himself victorious of that very election.
My dear compatriot, Cameroonian women and men, today it is with deep emotion and immense pride that I address you. Together, we have written history. Throughout this campaign, I saw a Cameroon standing tall. I saw women, men, youth, and elders braving threats, facing intimidation, yet remaining mobilized. I saw voters keeping watch in polling station until the end of the night, protecting their voices, defending the truth of the ballot box. This courage, this determination will forever remain engraved in the memory of our nation. First, I want to say thank you to the Cameroonian people. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for believing in us. Thank you for believing in change. Thank you to all who voted and to all who protected their vote. You are the true heroes of this victory. My gratitude also goes to all the men and women who fought this battle before me. Without your work, we would not be here today. For this, I say thank you. I also thank the candidates who have already sent me their congratulations and recognize the will of the people. Their gesture honors our democracy and marks the beginning of a new era where the unity of the opposition and the civil society becomes an irreversible force. I want to say it with gravity and simplicity. The people have chosen, and this choice must be respected. I call on all institutions, all administrative authorities, all officials, not to make themselves enemy of the people.
All right, so let's do some more stories, and I'll take you to the Volta region of the Republic of Ghana, because Johnson Esidun Ketia, the chairperson for the ruling National Democratic Congress, is up there with his thank you tour, and he's been talking about Operation Recover All Loot, and also talking about the Galamsey menace in our country, and talking about party people who have not yet received appointment.
We use politics to divide ourselves, to insult each other, and so on. It's a contest of ideas. And this time around, our ideas have won. I am here because when I decided to embark on this thank you tour, there were so many interpretations. Why should I go around to thank people after all? Because people think that it has never happened. I said that the fact that no chairman has embarked on thank you tour doesn't mean that no chairman will embark on the thank you tour. What we have been used to is for politicians to promise and never deliver. So on all my campaign talks, and it was clear to all of you that I led a completely separate campaign from that of His Excellency the President. And wherever I went, including here, I promised that if we are given the nod, I will come back and thank you. I don't want to be the national chairman who will be known in history as a grateful national chairman. I want to continue my tradition of delivering all my promises. So what I cannot deliver, I don't promise. But what I promise, I want to assure you that my word is my bond. So those who disagree with me, they can continue with their disagreement. I will continue honoring my promises. And that is why I am here. And it seems very well with our tradition that when you go and beg somebody to give you something, and you are giving what you request for, the next thing is to go and thank. And that is why I have come and thank everyone. Besides the thanks, I want to remind you that all the promises we made together, we work at those promises together with the best of our abilities to ensure that next time when we come to stand here, we will knowing that we have not deceived the people of Ohoe constituency for their votes. We also promised that once we have upgraded the whole hospital.
All right, so that was the chairperson for the opposition. That's the opposition, the ruling National Democratic Congress NDC, Johnson Esiedu Nketia, known as Chairman Mosquito. It was previously General Mosquito. Now he's left the General Secretary position to Fifi Amikwete, and he's now the chairperson. So he's Chairman Mosquito. All right, let's do some minority stories in Parliament, because the minority in Parliament is calling for an immediate halt to the ongoing restructuring process involving AT Ghana and Telecel Ghana, warning that the move could compromise national interest and should not proceed without full parliamentary scrutiny.
Together, industry veterans, current staff, policymakers, and the highest office of the land, we must act decisively to ensure that AT remains in the hands of Ghanaians and continue to serve customers of our digital and economic future. Given this reality, the minority family observe that any decision regarding the future of AT must be subject to full parliamentary scrutiny. We are therefore demanding an immediate stop to the current consolidation, acquisition, merger, or transaction, a comprehensive parliamentary inquiry into the circumstances and terms of the proposed consolidation, full disclosure of all agreements, correspondence, and reports, including the transactional advice, recommendations of Afrotex, Recton, highest and best use of AT Ghana, a high-powered deep insight with ATC to ascertain the level of indebtedness and settle the impasse they have led to the withdrawal of services to.
Right, so that was the minority in Parliament calling for the abrupt end or the immediate stop or end of the AT Ghana and Telecel Ghana restructuring negotiation, calling on Samuel Nate George, the Communication and Digitalization and Innovation Minister, to pay attention to what they are saying. We'll look at how this very issue goes. And just a reminder that we are streaming live on Facebook. Please join us, NSG TV. And my name is Kofi Asante Mensah. This is Pulse of the Week, the midweek edition, and this is the news update. Let's do some more stories for you here on Pulse of the Week, the midweek edition. We go to the camp of the New Patriotic Party relating to the flag bearership race, because Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is already in the news, and I must say he is preparing to launch or relaunch his campaign. But this one, he is indicating in this video clip I have for you that he is so optimistic. 2028, he would be victorious in that very election, that general presidential election in 2028. This is what he said in his campaign trail.
Gurudu. Na uhwe party media ejuma me ye wo party mu me by the last 16 years me de me ho abo afore ama party 208 na me wo Bank of Ghana na me ye omo penyi governor no abedi chiri penyi no abedi chiri deputy governor of Bank of Ghana ena na Akufo-Addo be frame me o se mimbe ye na abedi chiri Samre no na President Akufo ebedi 8 years na nipa bebre cast kire me say mami njai me ejuma no na membe ye running mate o say no party a breaking 8 no enti me ba ye ndi nkunim but me kan kire o mo say President Akufo ena appointing me deputy governor enti MPP here say me ba abeboa na ye nya letimi di nkunim a mentimi nkase member enti me resigning me job ewo Bank of Ghana and be ye running mate of the MPP.
All right, so that is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia over there, and the MP for Tano North, Honorable Gideon Boakon, is also indicating, which part of his campaign is also saying the NPP has seen something good in Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and this is what he has to say. That video for you pretty shortly, but Gideon Boakon is louder than the trumpet of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and people are is already shaken because Brian Achampong and Kennedy Japan are making quite a lot of waves on the ground, and people are loving it. The delegates, I must say, loving it, and it looks like they are ready to vote for either of them. So people are asking if the camp of Bawumia is shaken a little bit. This is Gideon Boakon in that very campaign, indicating that the NPP is ready to vote for the former flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party. And Gideon Boakon's video will be up very shortly. But let's go to the camp of Kennedy Akompreko Ejapon, because he is also on the ground and preparing himself for that contest in January 31st, 2026. There is no time. He's on the grounds indicating that delegates should rather vote for him so much. This is what Ken has to say.
The mesro me the way I see do MPP enya dia meye bibia de tia MPP. They charge me treason because of MPP. They will never do anything to destroy MPP. Now omo eba ha nyina 1992 ebe pim sad. When was say body and soul odini sika na ho den ne nim de aboa MPP party eche Kennedy Japan. Na me kura ni wi a na makọ akọsẹ no ana. Ye pe party ti misremo obi obeba bia wantimi anka adwuma ho asem na obeka Kennedy Japan onye presidential material onye say no, let me tell you, we need bold men. Ye hia kukudrofo NDC for etutura sem no wanya obi anani edin na wantimi anko face NDC for ye besa ko opposition the mesra munya kukudrofo until say ye be kai the last constituency say me ye presidential candidate. I will never accept defeat. I will never accept defeat until the electoral commissioner comes out to declare. I will not. I will never accept defeat. Ekuna ye kono ehia bema a wo mu beta yachi enye sa wo de ye boy ya na mu dimirika ni mo adwane no makosi segu no enye sa am ye election in Africa to vote for a bold man. Ebiem last one make transit.
All right, so there you have it. He is indicating that if he was the flag bearer or the presidential candidate for the New Patriotic Party, he wouldn't have conceded to any defeat like Bawumia did, right? He would wait till the EC says so, or till the last ballot is counted, is counted and accounted for, right? Okay, so that is Honorable Kennedy Akompreko Ejapon over there. Let's move to some other stories, this time related to roads and some demonstration, because residents of the Yilo and the Lower Manya Krobo municipalities in the eastern region have staged a demonstration to protest the deplorable state of the Somenya Odumasekpon road in the eastern region. I must say, I also come from Akosombo, so I do use that road very, very much, all right? So they are therefore calling on President John Dramani Mahama to intervene urgently. The protest, which took place on Tuesday, October 14, 2025, culminated in the presentation of a petition to the president through the municipal assemblies of Yilo Krobo. and Lower Manya Krobo. The demonstration, led by a coalition of Krobo civic groups, lamented that the abandoned road project has become a source of daily hardship, affecting transportation, health, and economic activity across the Krobo area. John Dramani Mahama's big push, and they are asking if their roads are part of the big push or not. These people are not ready to give in to anything. These are areas that vote massively for the ruling National Democratic Congress. And the next story I'll be doing for you touches my heart so much. But when I finish, I have some editorial on this very subject, or have some comments to pass. But let's go to the demise of my dear and beloved brother, Ahmed Swaley. And because the member of the NDC legal and communication team, Victor Adawudu, has called for a renewed and professional investigation into the murder of the investigative journalist Ahmed Swaley. His call follows the discontinuation of the case by the Attorney General's office. The Medina District Court on Tuesday, October 14, 2025, discharged the accused, Daniel Owusu-Granting, who had been charged with murder and abetment of murder in connection with the killing of the late investigative journalist. And this is how Mr. Adawudu, Kojo Adawudu, made his remarks.
This should be something we should look at and go back to the drawing board and look at it and give a specimen, or we should have, when investigators come, look for A, look for B, what is the nexus that connects the person. We should be professionals. We should be professional. I think sometimes some of the people at the top makes things difficult for the younger ones.
Okay.
They make it difficult. Yeah. And two, because some of the investigators to the system doesn't have money for them to travel and go and do all this investigation. So they do armchair investigation. They sit down there, they are able to say, oh, I want to help you, you are my friend, I want to help you. They say this one, they write it for you. When they write, you say, oh, you said this, you say, oh, sign. At the end of the day, they come and they say, oh, the man himself confessed.
Yes. Yeah, under our law, that is it. If a person is discharged simpliciter, then it means that the case has not been dealt with on its merits. That is simply put, the court go into the case proper. The court didn't investigate the case, right? Sometimes, yes, the investigations can begin, but it doesn't get to the point where, I call it point of no return. If it doesn't get to that point, maybe you can even call 5-7 witnesses. But if the prosecution has not closed this case and the case has to come to an end, they will still say discharge, meaning that the court hasn't gotten to that threshold. But if, let's say, the prosecution closes this case, that one, they cannot say discharge. Of course, there's always a right to enter nolle prosequi before the judge rules. But that's not what we are dealing with here. Just to keep it simple here, the court has not gone into the merits of the case. The court has not listened to the witnesses. There are people who said it is Mr. Kurante who was behind it. The court has not heard them. So once the court has not heard them and has to cancel the case, the AG said that they will cancel the case because of the insufficient evidence. Then that's it. Anytime they find the right evidence, they can return, and then the case will be heard.
All right. Now, subsequently, there's been a big debate on the platform, right here, I mean, whether it's from Jabunti Zato, PhD, to Beatrice, to Solomon, a pointed debate about whether there was a culture of strangulation in relation to how to air your own opinion in the environment which was governed by the MPP in the last administration. What's your own take on that before I let you go?
Oh, that one, let me use this legal term, but we like using it colloquially. We say res ipsa. Res ipsa, meaning the matter speaks for itself. It's the MPP that have to come and explain. No, it was so rampant, it was obvious that we're living under a culture of silence. I remember even Sam Jonah had to come in. You know, when the culture of silence was getting to its peak, Sam Jonah had to come in. And then, you know, it erupted another round of discussions and debates here and there. Sam Jonah, yes, he came in and delivered a speech and said, look, he sees the return of the culture of silence, okay? And generally, a lot of people spoke up. You remember, so me, today, as I said, you know, every Saturday when I appear on the key points, Saturday morning on TV3, I single out a few people and then allow them for speaking out when we had a
All right, so you have Martin Pebu over there, and he is a private legal practitioner, and providing some clarity to the perspectives over there. And he is saying it is a discharge, not acquittal. And the Attorney General can always go back, revisit the case, and open up that very, very case. And he made remarks that during Akufo-Addo's era, press freedom was just threatened. People couldn't be able to speak as. But I must say, I have a lot of remarks on this very subject, but I'll do that just after this breather. Let's go for a quick breather, and when I return, I will have more for you. And I call it My Editorial. Please stay with me. Hi there. What number is this? 3, right? All right. It's time for NSG News. Welcome. My name is Kofi Asante Mensah. And here at NSG News, you'll get serious documentary to watch, news, reviews, views, and what have you. Because we have Pulse of the Week and also exclusive on the hot seat. On NSG News, we say news with integrity.
A whole new beginning. Get used to it. I have stepped into my new beginning. Yesterday is gone. Yesterday of darkness is gone. A whole new beginning. Yeah, 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 yeah. Get used to it. I've stepped into my new level. See me watching me flying on eagle's wing. A whole new beginning.
Welcome back. It's still Pulse of the Week, the midweek edition with your man, Kofi Asante Mensah. Fiercely independent. NSG News with integrity. Welcome back. Thank you for being there for us. And if you are watching us, it's because you are doing that on our very many social media handles, especially on YouTube at NSG TV. Please share the link, share some few comments, and we'll be happy to know where you are watching us from. Thank you very much. Now, let's say a big thank you to also our great partner, our media, our sister stations, I must say, TV3, and you heard Roland Walker in that interview with Martin Pebu, and also Channel 1 TV, and they It's fine. So thank you very much, Channel 1 TV, and also thank you very much, TV3, and thank you to all of you. Now I have something small to say about Ahmed Swaley's demise. You know, it's been almost 8 years since this investigative journalist passed on. And I must say, from the former president, His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo's tenure into his second term in office, and also John Dramani Mahama's tenure into his second term in office, I must say, this about 10 months into this very new administration, we have not seen any good they have done in this regard. Why do I say that? You know, the United Press for Development Network, it's my organization. It's like a foundation, an NGO, a civil society organization that deepens media development, press freedom, fights for free press in this country. Okay, we have been at the forefront of this very demise of Ahmed Swaley for quite some time, and I must say we are the only organization when the demise happened. We murdered Ahmed Swaley on the 16th of January 2017. We took to the streets of Accra at Medina, from Atomic Junction to Race Junction. We called on the police. The police told us they were not ready to provide security for us. We told them the Constitution never says if they are not ready to provide security, should back out from such a peaceful exercise. So we indicate to them we will protect ourselves. Just within 30 days, within 1 month of the demise of Ahmed Swaley, we printed t-shirts, Find Ahmed Killer's t-shirt, red, invited the media, our colleagues in the media space, and took to the streets, did a walk from Atomic Junction to the Race Junction, demanding for justice. We have been at the forefront of this case from the beginning or the inception of the murder, of the gruesome murder, I must say, the gruesome murder of Ahmed Swaley. And you see, when you do stuff like this, it gives us a fresh reminder of how he was murdered. 3 bullets into his chest, and he passed on. Close to 8 years, we have not been able to find a single perpetrator of Ahmed Swaley. His phone was taken. Several investigations. You know, I've been in touch with the family for quite some time. I have organized Ahmed Swaley press series, press freedom series at the GIJ. I've done quite a number of stuff. Health screening, health walk in the name of Ahmed Swaley. I have written petitions to His Excellency, the former President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, to John Dramani Mahama quite recently, and I've done a lot of stuff with my organization. And we are not happy with this latest development. They, on the advice of the Attorney General, they have asked that the case should be discontinued. We are not happy with it at all, and we are so much disappointed with this administration. Unless they come back again, we are extremely unhappy with this Ahmed Swaley's murder and the way you have handled it. On the 16th of January this year, I drove all the way to the Flagstaff House, the Jubilee House, the seat of government, and presented a petition to the office of the president. And I didn't hear anything. At least during Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo's time, I wrote to the IGP and had 11 minutes discussion with the IGP on phone, and I was quite happy with that. He told me it is part of the cold cases, the high-profile cold cases with respect to murder, and they are doing everything possible to unravel the perpetrators of this very heinous incident. He has been removed to the new IGP. But I have written to the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. I have had no response from the office of the president. And some few months on, the president's Attorney general or the country's attorney go to discontinue. That's what they are saying. And you heard the Adawudu saying that from CT or Channel 1, we have to revisit or re-engineer or renew the course. From the IGP to the CID, when Tiwa was there, Mami Tiwa, all right, we are disappointed in all of them. It looks like you know the people who murdered and you know the sponsors of those murderers. That's just that you do not want to unravel them. That is how it looks. We know it was Ken Japan who showered the pictures of Ahmed Swaley on his 2 TV, and just after 5-6 months he was killed. We know this Owusu Krantin or Daniel whatever Krantin we are talking about is also from the camp of Tiger IPI, Anas Arimia Anas. If the police will be allowed to do its own work, I'm confident we'll find the perpetrators. But if the police won't be allowed and they'll be blocked by politicians like we have had for the past 6, 7, 8 years, then I'm afraid. You remember that GJA journalist, chairperson or president for Ashanti region, something a name or so. He was killed, and up until today, we have not found perpetrators of that gruesome murder. Me, John Dramani Mahama, and I give you a caution to you directly. Please, you a member, you love journalists, you love communication, you're part of the GJA, etc. If you do not find the perpetrators of Ahmed Swaley in this your tenure of office, we will campaign against you and your party. And we are serious with that. We are happy with the level of tolerance with state institutions and especially security agents. We are happy with the state of tolerance they have given to journalists, at least within this 10-month space. But if you do not go back, and I'm talking to the Attorney General directly, if you do not go back to find the perpetrators, file and get investigators to get into this case and get something substantial for us with respect to the death and the demise, the gruesome murder of Ahmed Swaley, we shall forever be unhappy with you and will campaign against you. I want to put that on record. We will not let that blood that poured, that cold blood of Ahmed Swaley, the tears we went through, wives and children are still there, suffering from the scars of that gruesome murder. Thank you very much for indulging me. My name is Kofi Asante Mensah, and this is how we like to draw the curtains down for today's Pulse of the Week, and it has been coming to you live from Amahia Luxurious Amahia Studios here in Accra, Ghana, the center of the world. This is NSG News, and on social media, especially on YouTube, this is NSG News TV. Thank you very much. We'll go for a quick breather. When we return, we'll do a good wrap for you. Please stay right there with me. Hi there. What number is this? 3, right? All right. It's time for NSG News. Welcome. My name is Kofi Asante Mensah. And here at NSG News, you'll get serious documentary to watch, news, reviews, views, and what have you. Because we have Pulse of the Week and also exclusive on the hot seat. On NSG News, we say news with integrity. Of course, it's news with integrity. Thank you so much for being there for us. We'll meet again on Friday. We will bring you a wrap of the week and also do some further discussion with our experts. This has been Pulse of the Week, the midweek edition with your man, Kofi Asante Mensah, fiercely independent. And this is NSG News TV, news with integrity. A big thank you to our boss, Justice Kluche, and also the other guy whose name is Kofi. You say Kofi what? Brian, or what? Berry, Kofi Berry. Thank you very much. And we have a special guest also in our midst. And we say thank you to our sweet darling for joining us or paying us a courtesy visit today. Thank you very much. We'll meet on Friday.
my new beginning. Yesterday is gone, yesterday of darkness is gone, a whole new beginning.